But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines and that they're defective devices, okay?
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. But the real problem is that our leaders are dumb. Dumb. So dumb. I went in yesterday and there was a television screen and I said, this is genius.
It's not that they don't want to help, they don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear words. A kid.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt.
Let's go, Brandon, I agree.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
not good. Believe me, not good.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Is this thing on? Testing. 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 Is this on? Does anyone know? Let me check. Is this thing on? Oh, okay. It's on? Ah, shit. One second. Testing. Is it? Hello? Hi, and welcome to another episodic installation of the goddamn. Y'all motherfuckers, I know the webcam's not on. I can see. I choose when the webcam turns itself on, but thank you for alerting me. I just took a shower, so my hair's a little messed up. It's not, it's not dry yet. So I'm sopping wet as of this moment. I got like coffee stains on my lips. Look at that. That's crazy. Welcome to the show, everybody. Got a program today, doing a show today. It's gonna be a show and tell. I'm showing you and I'm telling you. I'm telling you and I'm showing you. So anyway, doing the show today. New Jersey to start recreational marijuana sales April 21. That's cool. That's cool. Just looking at the news. Hey! Ha! I didn't see you there. Whoa! People are watching me look at the news. Okay. Today's Friday, everyone. Does anyone know what that means? Is anyone aware of what this could possibly mean? When I say it's Friday, what goes through your mind? Yeah! Am I right? Am I right? Doing a show today. Drink some coffee. Wow. God, there's so much shit. Y'all? I want to talk about the dangers. I want to talk about dangerous activities, things that I would not recommend that anyone else do. Yesterday, last night, and throughout the day yesterday, I made several mistakes, and I want everyone to learn from my mistakes. I want this to be a cautionary tale. I want people to see this, and I want them to improve their lives as a result. So yesterday, everything was looking up. I was doing a show yesterday. That was great. I made lunch and I ate it. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what came over me. But as soon as I finished lunch, something happened, yada, 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 and I got high. And so everyone, I want to let everyone know about the dangers of marijuana. Once again, yesterday, this is no laughing matter, I did a video talking about false awakenings, doing weed, and dreaming that I was waking up but not actually waking up. And so, yesterday, I was doing more weed. I decided, I don't know what came over me. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I'm laying in bed. My dog is licking my face. Take me out, I gotta go pee. So I take him out, and then he pees. And then I go back inside, and I open my refrigerator. And I start eating food. And now I don't know what happened. I don't know what food I ate. I don't know how much food I ate. I don't know what happened. But all of a sudden, it's all a blur. I'm eating food out of the refrigerator. Some of this food happens to contain fibrous materials. I'm eating beans. I'm eating vegetables, all kinds of fibrous materials. Whole grain pasta, I think, was something that I managed to clean out. I ate a lot of food last night after consuming marijuana products. And then I fell asleep. Now, I don't know where to even get, I don't know how to get to this portion of the story. But once again, I would like everyone to know marijuana is not a laughing matter. Some people say that they consume marijuana products. They start giggling. I was not giggling. So, I had what ultimately probably amounted to about 50 to 60 grams of fibrous materials. This morning, I awoke not in a way that would indicate that I have awoken after a night's sleep. I had some very decent dreams, nothing scary, no false awakenings, just some interesting action films in my dreams. Okay, so I wake up to a startling rumble. A startling rumble has woken me up. I'm thinking, is there an earthquake? I'm thinking, is the earth itself quaking under me? But no, that is not the case. That was not what happened. The earth was, in fact, not moving at all. But the vibrations continued. So I wake up, and needless to say, once again, I do not recommend marijuana products. They may lead to you making mistakes that have very, very dire consequences. So I get out of the bed, and here I am, once again, barely conscious, still high. Next thing I know, I'm in the bathroom. Now, I don't want to get too detailed here. Let me say, I will spare you the details. Needless to say, I was in the bathroom for at least 15 minutes. And when I got out of the bathroom, every fiber of my being, I felt dehydrated. I drank a lot of water. I drank like a fuckload of water, like a whole liter. But I felt disgusting. Every fiber of my being, I felt like I was oozing and dripping with disgust. So I decide, all right, I'm going to take a shower. Now, once again, I would like to remind everyone, I am still high. We are now telling a story from an hour ago. This is about an hour ago. I decided to take a shower. Just for the mental reset. You know what I mean? Just for the mental reset. Just so that I could feel good. Okay, so I take a shower. I'm high. I'm still high right now as I'm telling the story. Now, I just want to tell everyone that one of the best showers of my life. Now, I just want to say, on a serious note, because this whole story has not been serious, but on a serious note, there is no greater feeling then consuming a bunch of fibrous materials, and then just having it go through your system in 16 hours. Like, you feel so free. Like, like when has anyone ever seen Dragon Ball? With Goku? So, in Dragon Ball, when Goku takes the weights off at the World Tournament, and he jumps really high, because he's not walking around with the weights anymore. That's how you feel after consuming a lot of fibrous material. And then having it exit your system. So I'm taking the shower. I'm really high. This is now about 45 minutes ago. As you can see, my hair is still a little wet. So I'm taking this shower. And it was a really good shower. And I feel great. I'm happy to be here. And I'm ready to start the show. So hopefully everyone is having a great morning. Once again, I would like to remind everyone, it's the weekend! It's motherfucking Friday up in this bitch. So, again, after the show is over, I'm going to be getting high once again, and we'll see what happens. But hopefully everyone is having a great time, a great day. There's no blood involved. We're all good. Never showered while high. What are you, fucking 5 years old? No, I'm all good. Anyway, now that I've gotten some storytelling out, that was my dramatic storytelling. Is it Friday? I think it's Friday. Fuck yeah, it's Friday. I'm funny AF in the best way. Thank you, thank you. Yep, I'm very funny. Some would also say I'm nice as well. I've had people tell me that I'm nice as well as funny. But anyway. Goddamn. You can see it. So anyway, I'm wearing my mushroom shirt because I'm planning on ingesting some motherfucking fungus after the show is over. Gonna have a good time. Enjoy my life. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a goddamn little bit. Just a wee bit, you know? So I'm going to flip what I normally do. And I'm going to do a movie review now. And then we'll get into some news. A birthday party at 9 p.m. Whoa. I should come on. Maybe. I can't guarantee it, though. But maybe. Alright, so let's do a movie review. So yesterday I got really, really fucking high. I got high as fuck yesterday. And, I watched a movie while high. Now, I consumed multiple marijuana products. And I watched a film called Gattaca. So I'm doing a movie review. We're reviewing a movie here. This movie is apparently from 1997. Watched a filmographic experience called Gattaca. So for those of you that have never heard of this movie, I'll spoil it for you. I'll spoil the whole film. So basically, it's like an alternate future timeline where, like, babies are able to be created with the perfect genes or whatever, aka this is like set right now, essentially. And so, you know, a couple generations go by and you have these like super babies. And so then normal babies, without being genetically modified or spliced, you know, in the womb or whatever, are like, you know, they're the new underclass. They get racistly discriminated against. And so that's the kind of core idea of the film. So the main character is, someone who's got the shitty genes, as it were. And, basically society has been organized in such a way that, like, if you have shitty genes, you're basically relegated to being trash. You're the underclass. You're the lower caste. Good concept. I like the concept. In the 90s, jeans were like, people were wearing jeans. People were discovering jeans. You know what I mean? So it was hot stuff in the 90s. So they made a movie about it. And so anyway, so the main character, at the beginning of the movie, like they're born or whatever, right? They go through the whole life thing. It's a little bit. And so they say, like, average life expectancy for this baby is like 30 years old. So what they do is, like, they get your genome, they sequence it immediately and tell you, like, the average estimated period, like, how long you're going to live. This kid's going to live until 30 because they're a dumb, like, stupid doo-doo brain baby that has bad genes. But this kid really likes the stars. They're like, oh, I love the stars. Now, one thing about this movie that I like, and I was very disappointed in, is the whole basis of the movie is the main character, played by Ethan Hawke, wants to go to Titan. So I'm thinking, fuck yeah, we're going to Titan, bitch. Now, for those of you that don't know, I love Titan. I myself have had a fascination with Titan for a while. Titan is my favorite world in our solar system. Titan number 1, Venus number 2, Europa maybe number 3, and then we can go from there on. Mars, a lot of people say, Mars, I'm gonna go to what? Fuck Mars, motherfucker. If you're interested in Mars, you're a goddamn moron. Titan is one of the moons of Saturn. I love Titan. I remember being fascinated with Titan as a kid. So I'm thinking, okay, this movie starts. And so he's like, I'm gonna go to Titan, motherfucker. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck yeah. So not only do I get to watch a cool movie, it's a drama film about racism or whatever, except like all the people being discriminated against are white people, which is interesting. But okay. And then I'm thinking the payoff for this movie is we're going to get to go to Titan. Now, I will spoil this movie. The movie ends right before Titan starts. So, spoiler alert, basically the movie is about him trying to navigate the world while people are trying to, like, the way, society works is you can just get anyone's genes or, like, any part of their DNA, sequence it to find out who they are or whatever. And so you have to, like, wear fake hair all over your body and, like, he has, like, a piss pouch on his thigh or something. Anyway, so that's cool. And then the movie ends. He's in the rocket ship going to Titan. And then the movie ends. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching this whole movie. I can't wait. We're going to go to Titan. I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, is he going to get caught? Are we not going to go to Titan? And then literally, I shit you not, as soon as Titan is about to start, they're like, all right, we're done. So, wow. It reminds me of, like, edging, like the masturbatory practice. It's like, you do this, all this, and then there's nothing at the end. What's the point? Can someone tell me the fucking point? How are you not going to have the movie end with Titan? Like, hello? But anyway, back to the movie that we did get to see, an incomplete film, in my opinion. So basically, like, there's a murder at the office. It's like a murder mystery. And someone, they find his DNA, but not, like, they find his real DNA, but not the DNA of, like, the character he's pretending to be. So basically, also, it's like the other thing about this film that's super cool is it's kind of like a buddy kind of system. Is you've got someone with a perfect genome or whatever. They got hit by a car, right? But their genome is still perfect, right? So they, like, he can't really do anything anymore, so he's in a wheelchair. So he becomes an alcoholic, and he sells his piss and blood and hair clippings to the guy who wants to go to Titan. So anyway, but sometimes, your real hair will pop out, even though you got fake hair all over you. So they think that, they're looking for some guy with a shitty genome, right? And that's the kind of basis of the murder mystery. Oh, by the way, also, the twist in the middle of the movie, spoiler alert, you have your chance, turn it off now. Ah! The twist in the movie is one of the cops investigating is the guy's actual bio brother and recognizes him and gets, like, triggered that his, like, inferior genetic bio, because the brother is, like, the super genome brother, right? So, He gets pissed off that his inferior gene brother is like going to Titan, you know? So he tries to stop him. And then they have this like dramatic, woo, we're gonna swim. By the way, so yeah, that's a good point. The other character in this movie, Uma, I forget what her name is in the movie because she has no personality. She has like her entire purpose of the movie is to be the woman. Like that's it. She has no personality. She has no like lines. She has no role in the movie really at all. She's just the woman character. Like I don't know. We need a woman in the movie. We need some way to get Uma Thurman in the movie. So let's just give her a role where she just wanders around and she's just Uma. Like that's her role. She basically has no character. But you know, it's the 90s. What are you gonna do? But you know, good movie. I like the concept. It's a good movie. I was very disappointed that we didn't at least get to have like a 5-minute scene on Titan, like, you know, payoff. Like, oh, like, you're going to space, motherfucker. Woo! Let's actually see where you're going. Nope. But anyway, good movie. You know, 1000% this is how society's going to end up. If the people in charge right now continue to become in charge when this technology is brought forth all across the world, this is going to be exactly how society turns out. Good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. And I was high as fuck. And so it's a good movie to watch when you're high. For sure. And that's it. That's all I got to go. To say, in the remake, hopefully, if there is a remake, they go to Titan. If there's a sequel, go to Titan. I want to see Titan, motherfucker. Anyway. So that's that. Starting the show off with a movie review. Did I go to Titan in my drug-induced dreams? I wish. The movie is not about Titan, Bodan. I know it's not about Titan. I'm just saying, I love Titan. Oh my god, Bodan's trying to teach me about fucking filming. I'm aware, Bodan. I'm just saying, I like Titan. I wanted to see Titan. I'm allowed to want to see Titan. I'm allowed. That's okay. And the world will not explode if I wanted to see Titan. I guarantee it. Well, I'm glad to be inspiring you to watch the movies, Environmental Coffee House. One of these days, people have suggested that I do like a movie club, where like I announce what movie I'm gonna watch, and then we all watch it, and then we talk about it afterward. Maybe. Possible. So yeah, I'm doing a show today. What is today, by the way? The weekend! Woo! Yeah. The weekend. All right. So, I'm going to do a couple of stories here, a couple things, you know, some real news. Hashtag real news. Am I right, people? Hashtag real news. Hashtag real news. So we got a couple things. Let's talk about this. News is a social construct. That's true. Gattaca 2, are we there yet? I'm growing ice feminize sativa. Whoa! Whoa, that's drugs, Environmental Coffee House. That's drugs. Whoa! Whoa! We all know growing drugs is you can't do it. You can't, that's drugs. That's crazy. These motherfuckers in the chat are growing drugs. That's, whoa! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa, that's fucking crazy. All right. Imagine not growing drugs. But anyway, okay. January 6th committee has discovered some new stuff or something. Oh, it's a CNN exclusive, I guess. It revolves around the January 6th shit. CNN exclusive. Quote, "We need ammo. We need fraud examples. We need it this weekend." What the Meadows texts reveal about how two Trump congressional allies lobbied the White House to overturn the election. So we've got some new stuff here. This is in between the election and January 6th. This is what led to January 6th. In the weeks between the 2020 election and the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, almost 100 text messages from two staunch GOP allies of then-President Donald Trump reveal an aggressive attempt to lobby, encourage, and eventually warn the White House over its efforts to overturn the election, according to messages obtained by the House Select Committee and reviewed by CNN. So, okay, once again, reminder, the infamous Georgia call, he should have been impeached for the Georgia call, but it's just January 6th happened 2 days afterward. Should have been impeached on January 5th for the Georgia call. Let's be honest, okay? But, let's be honest. Let's just all be real. He was pressuring the Secretary of State of Georgia to, quote, find 11,780 votes. Just find them. Whatever you need to do, find them. And then the Secretary of State, Raffensperger, was like, what? And then just published the call. Once again, let's play a snippet from this call. This is my favorite snippet.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes.
So, now again, we knew that's public. We knew that because Raffensperger leaked that call. But obviously, that is indicative that they've been doing that kind of stuff the whole time. And now we've got some more evidence that that's the case. So, who were these people in the black robes and the black shield? Who were these people in Donald Trump's imagination? Sometimes when I'm doing magic mushrooms, I see figures that may be in black robes and black shields. But I'm not sure if Donald Trump is doing the same thing. The texts, which have not been previously reported, were sent by Republican Senator Mike Lee of Utah and GOP Rep Chip Roy. That's a series of words. GOP Rep Chip Roy. GOP Rep Chip Roy. That's crazy. Of Texas to then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. The text exchanges show that both members of Congress initially supported legal challenges to the election, but ultimately came to sour on the effort and the tactics deployed by Trump and his team. "We're driving a stake in the heart of the federal republic," Roy texted Meadows on January 1. That text was first released in December by the House Select Committee. Blah, blah, blah. When situated in the overall timeline of events between the election and January 6th, the series of texts from Lee and Roy provide new details about how two Trump allies went from fierce advocates of the former president push to overturn Joe Biden's win. Once again, reminder, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Joe Biden won the 2020 election. By January 3, Lee was texting Meadows that the effort could all backfire badly. Oh, you don't say. But shortly after the election, both men were encouraging Trump to keep fighting. That's very interesting. In a series of texts to Meadows on November 7, Lee offered his unequivocal support for you to exhaust every legal and constitutional remedy at your disposal, blah, blah, blah. So again, we need to understand here, they saw the writing on the wall slightly before January 6th, and they're like, backing out. But that doesn't undo the fact that they were supporting this plan from November through December, right? For 2 months, they were in support of this plan. And that needs to be understood. That's the important aspect here. GOP Rep Chip Roy wrote to Meadows on November 7, "We need ammo. We need fraud examples. We need it this weekend." Yikes. So anyway, This is some stuff. There's a lot more here. Sidney Powell is involved. Of course, the Eastman memo. Everyone remembers the Eastman memo. They were all in rooms. They were all talking to each other. And once again, we need to remind everyone that almost every Republican in Congress, at least in the House more than the Senate, voted in some way to try to overturn the election, even after the January 6th Capitol attack. They were in cahoots the whole time. Meadows talked about Sidney Powell calling her a straight shooter. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. Shit's fucking new. Like, I just can't with this stuff. Rudy Giuliani, the classic. I mean, like, again, like, there's gonna be movies made about this shit. But obviously, it's no surprise. Some of these motherfuckers got cold feet right before the big day. But that doesn't change the fact that they laid up all the groundwork for that day to come. They were supporting it every step of the way. You can't just say psych right before the bomb goes off and then pretend like you had nothing to do with it. So, there you go. Just some news, you know. 14th Amendment, Section 3. Anyone? Maybe? Just a little bit of that, maybe? I don't know. Damn, rip power. I don't get how some on the left still try to minimize it because they're stupid. I mean, they're just dumb. Anyone trying to minimize January 6th has no... Like, when the fascists win, they're not on the list. You know what I mean? Like, people that are on the list, if the fascists overtake government, as a trans person, I'm on the list. Right? So I'm not fucking around with any of that stupid garbage. If you're someone like maybe a professor at a college, right? Maybe you're not on the list. Or you're so far down on the list that you view it as irrelevant. So I think it just matters on how people have experienced right-wing violence. You know, people that know anything about right-wing violence know January 6th is bad. People that have maybe only read about it on the internet and don't know anyone that's ever been assaulted or targeted or harassed or whatever, it doesn't matter to them. It's like a TV show. Anyway. The Republican National Committee unanimously votes to withdraw from commission that sponsors presidential debates. First of all, I want to say I am still very upset with Donald Trump and the Republicans. I ordered 3 debates in 2020, and I only ended up getting 2. I'm very upset about that. I still remember when the debates were starting up, I remember going to the store, buying my liquor, and I bought 3 debates worth of liquor, and I only got 2. So I just want to say, that's fraud, that's scamming. But anyway, let's read. The Republican National Committee voted unanimously on Thursday to withdraw, needs to be underscored, on Thursday to withdraw from its participation in the Commission on Presidential Debates, the organization that has long governed general election presidential debates. In a statement, RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel said the commission is biased and has refused to enact simple and common sense reforms to help ensure fair debates, including hosting debates before voting begins and selecting moderators who have never been working on whatever. They're crying about it's not fair. Oh, it's not fair. The commission was formed in 1987 as a nonprofit sponsored by both the Republican and Democratic parties and has sponsored debates in every presidential election since 1988. The group's co-chairs include former RNC chairman Frank CNN has reached out to the commission for comment. Thursday's vote comes after months of signals from the RNC that it sought a break from the commission. In June 2021, McDaniel sent out a letter outlining several complaints about the commission's practices, reflecting former President Donald Trump's concerns about the conduct of the 2020 debates. So anyway, that's funny. Basically, let us do all the rules, or we're not going to participate at all. That's basically the gist here. But does this mean that the debates won't happen? I loved during the Georgia special election, I loved when it was like Senator Ossoff and the empty podium. That's a great strategy. I'm hoping that they do the same thing. I would love to see whoever the Democratic candidate ends up being, hopefully not Joe Biden, but I would love to see a scenario where it's like just Joe Biden going up there, look, Jack, and then like the camera goes to the empty podium. I would love that. So we'll see. I'm sure this won't backfire at all, right? The party of free speech, and we got open and honest debate. Free speech, free speech. They're shutting down. Someone tried to talk at a college and they got shut down. Free speech is under attack. The left, free speech. Meanwhile, they're pulling out of debates. The party of free speech. But for real though, let's be honest.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
What about state elections? I don't know. I mean, it depends. Like, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know. God dang, Disco Brian's coming in with the list. These people aren't on the list of right-wing violence. People that would be on the receiving end. But this is a list of people that I disagree with online. Got the list. And I guarantee you, Disco Brian has checked that list 2 times. At least 2 times. Because if you have a list and you don't check it twice, I mean, you're honestly asking for trouble. Speaking of Joe Biden, this is fun for me. Joe Biden, cognitive decline arc, ? There's a new video being circled in a lot of right-wing spaces. 7.5 million views, and this is less than 24 hours old. That's fucking crazy. But anyway, here's Joe Biden, cognitive decline, ? Now again, obviously, like we all know, I have to underscore this before I watch the video. Republicans, like Trump is any better. Let's be honest, anyone simping for either party, oh, Biden is out, but Trump, he was strong and he was sharp. Trump is sharp. No, fuck you, you're an idiot. Second of all, Trump lost the 2020 election. Joe Biden won the election. Imagine losing an election to this guy. Like, imagine, like, Donald Trump, right? Like, remember when Donald Trump said this?
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
So, I mean, hey, I'm just saying, Joe Biden is shaking the air. Now, my theory, let's just be really honest about this. My theory, Joe Biden, now we know that Joe Biden, he's actually a 2. He's the second version of Joe Biden. Joseph Robinette Biden II Jr. is his full name. So, we know that. We also know what happened to Joseph Robinette Biden III. You might not know this. There's a third Joe Biden. Well, you can look up the third Joe Biden. Didn't end so well. But we know that when the third Joe Biden Something happened. There was a glitch. Who knows? The second Joe Biden, this one, fell into pieces. We know this. This is documented. So my postulation, I think Joe Biden 2, the President of the United States, personally, I think he is the first candidate of the second series of MK Ultra. That's right. For those of you that don't know, MK Ultra, CIA mind control program in the 50s and 60s. They were mass feeding people LSD in a way that, they thought that they could maybe find a way to permanently control their brains and make them like foot soldiers or secret spies or something with LSD. Didn't end up working. They just kidnapped and tortured a bunch of random people. A little weird. I think Joe Biden is the second series of MK Ultra, the second generation of MK Ultra. So, this is now, because I have done this. Everything Joe Biden does, he's walking around rooms. He's doing this. He's calling himself like, the other Biden. Right? He's staring at the walls. This is all symptoms familiar to me. So anyway, let's watch this again with sound on.
Of America. God bless you all.
So, I don't, what was going on here? Really, what was that? I'm sorry, the music, this is like a Curb Your Enthusiasm. And then it's just it's funny. This is funny. You can't tell me it's not funny. Yes, anyone who's trying to tell you, oh, look at Biden, Trump is so sharp, we need Trump 2024, they're a fucking moron. But we need to understand that this shit is funny. It's funny. Yes, if this is my goddamn, family member and we're in, the living room, that's a different story. It's sad. This is the President of the United States. I understand, yes, in my opinion, having Joe Biden run as president to begin with is elder abuse. But I understand, people saying, oh, he's just old, you shouldn't make fun of old people, it happens. Yes, I agree with that, except for counterpoint, he's the president of the United States, right? He's the goddamn president. He's the leader of our country. So that's my counterpoint. But, again, I genuinely, and I say this with complete sincerity, I think that Joe Biden is the successful result of MK Ultra. There is a secret second series, triple S, not to be confused with SS, which you don't want to be confused with. A secret second series of MK Ultra. Joe Robinette Biden 2 was the result. Again, who else is staring at walls? Who else is shaking hands of someone that isn't there? This is something someone on drugs does. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing this out there. But Biden 2024. Am I right, people? Yeah, I do agree that anyone hanging around Glenn Greenwald is probably not someone that I would praise in any capacity. I will say. A Hand-Churian candidate. That's good. That's good. You know what else is good? The goddamn weekend. Yeah! 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 So, got one more thing I want to talk about here. controversial. We're getting into the big headline grabbers, and then the show's over. Oh, yeah. Blech. It's that goddamn seltzer. I apologize. I just broke down. My machinery is needing... Where's that goddamn Biff? Where's the fucking infrastructure? Currently consuming Waterloo brand seltzer, strawberry flavor. Please recycle. Ingredients: purified carbonated water, natural flavors. Distributed by Waterloo Sparkling Water Corp., Austin, Texas. Certified vegan, gluten-free. I'm glad that my fucking seltzer is vegan. Wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah, I'm drinking non-vegan seltzer. What? Yeah, the water? Where'd that water come from? Am I right, people? I got a Waterloo variety pack. It's pretty good. Alright, y'all. So, once again, I would like to remind everyone, if you haven't seen the Cooking with the Bitch show, you need to see it now. You need to see it now. I know a lot of people haven't seen it. How do I know this? Well, I'm looking at the view count, and it's not 7 billion or 8 billion, whatever we're at now. So, watch this goddamn. It's not hard to watch the goddamn. You can do it pretty easily, actually. You know, making food. Check it out. Watch this. If you haven't seen it yet, you're missing it. You're missing out. You're missing it. Only 100 views so far, and that's a problem. So share that with your friends and family. Watch it again if you need to. Next Wednesday, 11:30. Next Wednesday, 11:30 will be the next episode. Wednesday at 11:30 in my... That's so far right now, as we are right now. Wednesday at 11:30 is going to be the time and place to watch right after the Above It All show. So, but anyway, let's get into the goddamn, because we love drama on this show. So, before I play this clip, I want to give my position on these characters. We got characters here. We got some characters. So, my opinion on Tucker Carlson, not good. Not good. Actually, I would go as far as to say, to be honest with you, Tucker Carlson, my opinion on this guy.
No good, really bad for you.
In general, just not a great person. Christian Smalls, the president of the Amazon Labor Union, which at this moment is trying to, orchestrate unions in Amazon places all across the country. Generally, I think he's okay. My opinion is that, we can talk about this for a while. Generally, I think he's okay. I think a lot of people around him in his ear are bad actors. I think that Breaking Points, specifically, trying very hard to stoke unnecessary drama. Now, a lot of people have a lot of opinions on this clip. I have not seen it yet. So, some people say he was trashing AOC. Some people say he did a good job deflecting from AOC. But I haven't seen it yet, so I want to see how this goes. Now, my opinion, I don't think that you should be canceled or it's necessarily a bad deal to go on Fox or to go on Tucker. It depends how you maneuver. I think sometimes a lot of people go on Fox and they do a good job. You know, if you're going on Fox and you're agreeing with what they have to say, that's a problem. If you go on Fox and you say, no, bitch, here's how it is, that's good. Now also, once again, we need to understand what the mission of Christian Smalls is, right? The mission is to unionize Amazon workplaces all across the country. And a lot of people, unfortunately, who work at Amazon are Republicans. A lot of people that work at Amazon are fucking stupid. A lot of Americans are fucking stupid. There's a lot of Republicans. In order to be a Republican, you have to be a moron, right? But I also firmly believe that you have to meet people where they are. And so, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to be as fair as I possibly can. And so, let's just check this out. Let's see. Is this a net positive or a net negative? Let's find out.
Sandy Cortez spends a lot of time telling you that she's on the side of the worker. She's like a modern wobbly. She's the Walter Reuther of our day. And that's why last year she vowed to stand alongside striking workers at Amazon's Staten Island warehouse. And we're for that because they need the help. But at the last minute, Sandy Cortez bailed on the whole thing. And that infuriated labor organizers who just won a big vote to unionize at the Staten Island facility. Now, Amazon is stepping up its effort to crush the union. Amazon has just banned words like union on its employee chat app. Christian Smalls is...
So to be clear, just minor fact check, there is no actual chat app yet, to my understanding. The article that he's referring to is a proposed chat app. That being said, now again, this is Fox News we're on here, right? Okay. So starting this segment about trashing AOC, what? But then following it up with trashing Amazon and being pro-union? Huh? Like, again, this is so ideologically incoherent, right? And so you need to understand, in the eyes of the owners of Fox News, in the eyes of Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson has no original thought. He is a mouthpiece for the owners of Fox News. He is a mouthpiece for the owners of this country, right? In their mind, trashing AOC, they view that as a net positive, so much so that they're willing to embrace unions as a way to trash AOC, because they think that trashing AOC will result in more people being anti-left. That maybe you can signal that unions aren't terrible. Maybe you can signal that unions aren't the worst thing in the world, and sometimes they're good, if it means you can trash AOC. Because they know that the audience associates AOC with the left. Right, now that said, is that a correct calculation? Have they correctly calculated that? I'm not sure. It's actually very possible that this is a miscalculation by the owners of this country, and that letting the cat out of the bag on unions will lead to a broader left-wing movement, right? It's possible, but anyway, let's keep going.
The union leader at Amazon, and we're happy to have him join us now. Christian, thanks so much for coming on. So were you surprised?
So I just want to, real quick, is he wearing an Eat the Rich? Is that what this is supposed to say? I'm assuming it says Eat the Rich. If so, based, I'm in.
That Sandy Cortez, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who has said repeatedly that she's on the side of the worker against the corporation, wasn't standing with you at the barricades.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just her. It was all of them pretty much. It's not
fair.
Yeah. I don't want to make it just between us and AOC because, a lot of them didn't show up. And, once again, we have no ill will against them. We know that whether they showed up or not, they didn't make or break our election. We just had to continue to organize.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird moment because, I'm on the right. I've never been particularly pro-union, but it does seem like Amazon needs some counterbalance. Like, it's this huge company. The workers have no power, and maybe we could, share a little power with the people who work there. So that's my view anyway. So tell us where you are in your organizing efforts.
So again, the case study QB is doing some minor edits. I'm not sure what they're editing around. It might just be for, like, dead air time or something. I must say, so far, like, I think this is a big shift in tone that Chris Smalls had when he was going on shows before the election, right? He said a lot of things that I thought were cringy about how, like, whatever, doesn't matter. My opinion, I think he's on a better trajectory. I think he has realized that trashing AOC is not the way to do anything. And so I appreciate that he's deflecting this. And again, Tucker, even saying he's pro-union. Now, again, who knows what if this is a miscalculation? Who knows if people might eventually be pro-union but so anti-woke left or whatever? Who knows what kind of... it's impossible to know. I don't think any interview is going to have like some big effect in such a way. But so far, I am not displeased.
Well, right now, we're fighting for a contract. Amazon's disputing the election results. So we're in walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time. We're fighting for a contract. We're preparing for another election in 2 weeks on April 25th. We're going to be voting at a second location directly across the building that we just unionized. So we're in the thick of a fight right now, a legal battle. And, we just have to stay grounded and pretty much begin our campaign all over again.
You'd think that Amazon would be open to a union, wouldn't you? It's a very progressive company. Why do you think they're...
Now, anyone who thinks that Amazon is a progressive company, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? My God, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Trying to thwart you from organizing.
Amazon hasn't been unionized in this country since the beginning of its existence, and they're very anti-union. They created a system that hires and fires people. They created a system that they have full control of the working people, and having a union obviously brings representation for the workers that'll benefit the workers at the bottom, like myself. Hourly associates, entry-level workers that don't get the right to negotiate. So forming a union gives us the right to collective bargain with the company, form a contract to protect ourselves. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. So
just to be very clear, if you ask the average Fox News viewer what a union is, I would expect you to not be able to get any actual answer out of that. It's like asking a Fox News viewer what CRT is. So, I think it's pretty awesome that Chris is able to go on here and just give a definition of what a union is. I think that that's cool.
Do with the Amazon labor union. We're hoping that we'll be a catalyst for something that'll take place nationwide.
Well, I certainly am rooting for you. Maybe if they throw some more woke slogans at you, you'll forget you can't feed your family.
Right.
Chris, I appreciate your coming on. Thank you very much.
What? No, I'm sorry. What?
Nationwide.
Well, I certainly am rooting for you. Maybe if they throw some more woke slogans at you, you'll forget you can't feed your family.
Right.
Chris, I appreciate your coming on. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
What? I'm sorry.
If they throw some more woke slogans at you, you'll forget you can't feed your family.
Right.
Chris, I appreciate your coming on. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Okay. My opinion, I think this is overall nothing to get too upset about. My opinion, I think it's pretty good. If the goal is to unionize Amazon, that's good. Now, once again, the main problem here is who is in these people's ears. Who is in the ears of these unions, right? Because my problem, right, is a lot of the times, right, you'll see, again, right, what is exactly fascism? Well, it's let's get all the stuff for us, and by us we mean, the best group, right? So look at there's a lot of examples of unions not being so good in regards to things, like transphobia, homophobia, racism. Look at police unions as another example, right? So unions are not always good. Now, they are mostly good. Right? But we need to make sure, the wedge that's being driven here by Tucker Carlson is he's trying to drive a wedge between AOC and unions. Why? Well, because unions, again, this could be a right-wing miscalculation, right? But unions typically are associated with the left. So if right-wingers are going to try to co-opt unions, that could potentially be a very big problem, because if unions start becoming super right-wing in how they, there's a lot of examples of unions not doing everything that they can or anything at all about transphobia in the workplace, homophobia in the workplace, racism in the workplace. And that's a problem, right? So we need to improve unions. We need to make sure that unions are good institutions. overall, I like that Chris Smalls said he didn't want to talk about AOC and gave like a full definition of what a union is. I think that that's good. But also, I'm a little worried about going on Tucker Carlson, right? It's just like Tucker has an agenda, and he has all the money behind the agenda, right? So it's like, what is the net positive here? Like, okay, let's say right-wingers are more likely to unionize. Well, if they're more likely to unionize, but they still hate gay or trans people, does that really help anyone at the end of the day? Does it really now maybe it's possible that they can get into unionizing, and then maybe in these individual unions they could be de-radicalized from that kind of stuff, and that's good, and we need to promote that. So I don't know. I don't think you can make any kind of like grandiose statement from an interview like this. I think it's okay. I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm very concerned about who is in the ear of Chris Smalls, especially after the crystal ball thing. I think that's, I understand the idea of wanting to take whatever help you can get, and I understand that not everyone's going to have all the time to see like how the media machinations go. But again, I would say it's impossible to really, to say if this is going to swing a needle in any way. I think 99% of the time, doing media is good after you win, right? And so the idea here is that Chris Smalls is being the avatar to go on the victory tour for the Amazon Union. And so that is good. You want to go on a victory tour. Going on Tucker, maybe not the best idea, but we'll see. I don't know. Like, my thing is, again, if your next goal is to unionize in New York, is Tucker really going to help you unionize in New York? Probably not, right? But if you're going to try to unionize in a lot of red states, like if that is the section that you're at, and you're trying to appeal to red state voters, that could be good. I don't know. But anyway, I think overall, Chris Smalls, I think as long as he continues to do good unionizing stuff, I'm in favor of him, but I'm very concerned about the people that are kind of trying to drive this wedge between Amazon, labor, and AOC, because at the end of the day, it's a distracting conversation, right? The idea that you're trying to bring up AOC and it's pitting the left against itself. It's a stupid conversation, right? So, and again, Chris Smalls, when Amazon initially got their vote, had some very, very bizarre things to say about AOC that was distracting from a lot of things. And there was a lot of people in the media that tried to start this wedge. It does not need to be a wedge. There does not need to be any combat or attacks from both sides. It's an irrelevant thing. What we need is overall solidarity on the left. That's important. And so I think it's good that he went against the narrative of just talking about AOC and instead wanted to just describe what unions are and why they're good. Could he have done better? Sure. But in my opinion, I think Chris Smalls is on a good trajectory compared to what I was seeing several weeks ago. But again, also we need to understand, I'm not running a union. I'm not trying to win a union, right? So we have different experience as well. I don't know. It's possible that they have, maybe the union that they're trying to do in New York, maybe there's a good section of them that are right-wingers that watch Fox News, and it's possible. I don't know all the details. But, I'm very skeptical of anyone who's trying to drive this wedge between the labor union and AOC. I think it's stupid. I think overall it's just anti-left garbage. And so I want to focus on that unions are good, but also we cannot let unions fall prey into the hands of right-wingers, because we see what happens in things like police unions when right-wingers unionize, right? So that's an important thing. Unions are one of, if not the best vehicle for bringing left-wing ideas to the mainstream, but also we have to understand whenever left-wing ideas are brought to the mainstream, right-wingers are going to see that and they're going to try to co-opt those ideas. So, got to make sure that doesn't happen. Some would say, I've heard the argument that, the idea that AOC didn't publicize the union drive actually help the union. I've heard this idea that because AOC is basically a lightning rod for far-right attacks and media frenzies, right? That AOC stepping out of that fight is what allowed them to go under the radar. Amazon just assumed that they would lose. So maybe if AOC were to have done big fundraising events, Amazon would have been like, oh shit, okay, well, now let's put more money into union busting. It's possible, right? It's possible that not all media is good media. It's possible. I don't know. In my opinion, it's very difficult to navigate this because this is such a unique scenario we've never seen in this country, at least in any of our lifetimes. Like the Starbucks union, for example. Big wins all across the country. Right? Now the Amazon union, one big win. Let's hope it's not like a one and done scenario. Right? Because now that we've generated all this big media frenzy, right? And what if they lose their second drive? That could be a problem, right? So I don't know. There's a lot of arguments. I don't know where I land on it. Overall, I would say, probably not the best idea to go on Tucker Carlson's show unless you're going to be combative to his garbage of calling Amazon progressive. I think that that's just ludicrous. But also, is Chris Smalls like a professional media person? I think it's very obvious he's not. I think it's very obvious he is not like well trained on how to manage media environments. So I'm willing to give him a little slack. I want to see how the Amazon union goes. I'm supportive of the union. I'm very unsupportive of a lot of the wedges being driven in media. I think a lot of left media is doing a horrible job covering this. So I'm going to try to bring in the nuance where it's necessary. And so there you go. I don't know. That's the take. Calling Amazon progressive is like calling Joe Biden a communist. Yup. It's dumb as fuck. Also, this laugh, let me just...
Rooting for you. I mean, maybe if they throw some more woke slogans at you, you'll forget you can't feed your family. Family. Family.
I can't with that. What is that? What is that? Like, I mean, seriously, like, it's so scripted. Like, it's like when I read, like, chat messages or something and someone writes, like, lol or haha, and I just read it, like, lol. It's like they're just reading the script. Like, Tucker's like, oh, insert weird laugh here. You know what I mean? Oh. Yeah, so anyway, that's going to be it for the show today. Did a little bit of a shorter program today. So we'll chill another 5 minutes. Questions, comments, and concerns. What do we got here? Questions, comments, and concerns. We're entering the chill zone. The chill zone. We're here. That's right. We're in the chill zone, everyone. Welcome to the goddamn chill zone. I'm your host, the chiller in chief.
Feed your family.
I'm your host, the chiller in chief. What's up? God, I got so high last night. Like, I'm still fucking high. Like, right now. Like, I'm still fucking, like, extremely high. Goddamn weird laughs. I don't know if I can put Tucker in the bumper. I don't know. Tucker's a little too much. concern for my guts. My guts are good. Now, I'm telling you. Okay, you know what? New segment alert. Okay? All right, check this out. Everyone's wondering. People are asking me. Many questions, okay? So, human beings on this planet are not designed to shit once a day. They're not designed to shit once every 2 days. Now, some people do, and that might not necessarily be indicative of health problems. But let me just tell you, when you're eating 50 to 60 grams of fiber on a daily basis, you will have a very, very good bowel schedule. Now, again, factor in that I work from home, so I'm not having to, go in bottles if I'm working for Amazon. I'm not, having to ask for hall passes to go to the bathroom. I'm young, so, going to the bathroom is I'm in and out. That being said, you don't want to be holding up all this toxic garbage in your body for days and days and days. Eating a very well-balanced, high-fiber diet, yeah, you're going to shit more. Now, I made a video a while ago saying that people need to pee more. Peeing. People don't drink enough water. 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. And again, 95% of Americans do not eat fiber. 95%. Only 5% of Americans on a daily basis will eat vegetables. Imagine that. Only 5%. Only 5%. So, when only 5% of Americans are eating a proper diet, that's going to change how we as a culture talk about shit. That's going to change. So when you say, oh, I had the shits, people assume that that's bad. You don't want to shit, apparently. That's what, don't eat fiber, don't shit. You want to shit as infrequently as possible in the eyes of the average American. My opinion, you want to shit as often as possible. If I could shit 5 times a day, that's a good day. My opinion. Now again, I'm gonna give more details here. Yes, this is the shit show. Literally. So my schedule for most of my life, once every 2 days. That was my schedule for most of my life. I was told that was normal. Now, spoiler alert, it's not normal. Well, I guess it's normal in the sense that most people are like that, but it's not normal in the sense that it's healthy or good for your body. So, nowadays, I'm proud to present that I shit 3 times a day. That's my average. Sometimes, on a bad day, twice. Now, I will also say that, and I've heard many reports, and this is a show where we have open and honest discussions. I don't know why people are afraid to talk about shitting and pissing. We all do it. We all shit and we all piss. The idea that this is taboo, I'm sorry. 95% of Americans don't eat fiber. That's fucking bad. Now, again, some people, like Lindsay in the chat, some people, they should avoid fiber based on, that not everyone's going to be the same. But the standardized, like the regular human body, fiber is very important. Sometimes people have certain illnesses where fiber you want to avoid, and if you have those illnesses, don't listen to what I have to say. But for 99.9999% of Americans, for people in general, fiber is extremely good for you. So, but I'm baking in, I don't want to be ableist, I'm sorry. But anyway, we need to be shitting more, we need to be pissing more. That's all I got for you. That's all I got, okay? 3 times a day. Now, early humans, to my understanding, the ideal for early humans and the human body is around 3 to 5 times a day. Right now, I will say, a lot of people have had these conversations about the very difficult to achieve, but very possible. Some would even say that this is the gold standard. The ghost wipe. Now, everyone, let's talk about this. We need to have this conversation, okay? The ghost wipe. How do you achieve it? How can you maintain it? Is it a skill that you can develop? And I've got news for you. It is a skill you can develop. I have found, now, I'm always advocating to wipe. You know, never just go on instinct, at least do a little, test run. But I have found eating a high fiber diet, shitting 3 times a day, 1 or 2 of those shits a day, gonna be a ghost wipe. I'm just saying, I have found this. Now, your mileage may vary. Everyone's bodies are different. But I compare that to the nasty shits I was having when I was eating like the 95%. When I was eating like the 95%, I was in the bathroom for 30 minutes. It was painful. There's blood all over the toilet. And I lived to tell the tale. Now I can tell you, I'm in and out 5 minutes. Go in, boop, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. You go in immediately, it's all out. One wipe, there's nothing there. Now we can have this conversation. Do you wash your hands? I mean, there's nothing there, but you did put your hand in there. So I always wash my hands. Some people, they may disagree. Okay, but okay. I'm just saying, 5 minutes in and out. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. And most of the time, I'm ghosting. Okay? So I'm just saying, high fiber diet, it's good for you. It's good for you. Please wash your hands. Some people have told me, now I have had the ghost wipe conversation many times. Some people have told me that whenever they ghost wipe, they don't wash their hands. Personally, I disagree with that mentality. But some people have said that is you save 30 seconds to a minute. If you get the ghost wipe, that's an extra minute saved. I disagree. If I'm in public, I'm washing my hands. If I'm in my bedroom, if I'm at home, I'm washing my hands. That's just my opinion. So, I've had blood issues since 2011. Still have bloody stools. Had a colonoscopy. I'm not 50 yet. Now I will say, for most of my life, I've had chronic health issues. I've had that happen. At some points in my life, that was a more regular occurrence. But since I adopted the high fiber diet multiple years ago, not a single instance, not even one. Not even one instance of a goddamn so-called bloody mess. Not a single instance since I adopted the high fiber diet. Now again, your mileage may vary. I was a very sick kid, so it's possible that my symptoms were more exacerbated. You do gotta go slow when you're doing big diet changes. I mean, maybe, depending on your age. I just went for it. Like, I'm an overnighter. I'm a cold turkey person. Overnight, I just went for it. The ghost wipe means nothing. I agree, capital Appadadoodah. I agree. You got me rolling here. Keep up the great work. 199 Emo Dragon Super Chat achieved. Super Chat. Speaking of Super Chats, folks, I would like to announce that Above It All Industries, well, we're having a bad quarter. The quarterly review has come in, and the board has decided we need more money. So if people want to support my show on PayPal, Cash App, or Patreon, again, launching new shows, right? Launching new shows. Cooking with the Bitch, coming back. Doom streams, the Knee Deep in Doom broadcast series, coming back. Lucid Dream course. It's a class. It's a course. It's not even a show. It's a goddamn book. It's a goddamn fucking documentary. It's a goddamn class, and I'm giving it away for fucking free. Fucking free. Fucking free, okay? This is all free, but you can still pay for it. I'm just saying, new shows launching. New fucking shows. Does anyone else do that many shows? All these motherfuckers are like, yeah, that's right. I do a daily show. What they really mean 4 times a week. And what they... I do a daily show 7 times a week. And I still do Cooking with the Bitch. I still... Why? Why? Well, because I'm a genius. You know? I'm a genius. That's how it works. Now, once again, reminder, if you do give me money via Super Chat, you are directly funding ICE. That's right. ICE. Why? Well, hear me out. Google has contracts with ICE. Google takes the 25% cut of Super Chats. They're getting their money, and then they're making programs for ICE. You are funding ICE every time. $10 from Getting Down with Disco emoji, ampersand Brian. Here we go, Andrea. Even though I'm a Patreon of your Royal Highness, you deserve a little more case love. Thank you for the money that you've given to ICE. Ah! Woo! Goddamn. My shows can be as long. Yeah, when you have someone like Disco Brian on the show, you get a 5-hour show. Wednesday, not only do we have a 90-minute show, we had 30-minute Cooking with the Bitch. Goddamn, we had 3 hours of Doom gameplay. Holy fuck, what a day. And that was Wednesday. And next Wednesday, it's going to be very similar. Now, once again, everyone, we all know that I've got a gambling problem. Let's be real, let's be honest. I gamble. I've got a gambling problem. I'd like to announce that I have lost all my money. I got scammed by cryptocurrency. I don't know who scammed me. I think I just got scammed by my computer. My computer just scammed me. A text file, like a text notepad opened itself and said, you got scammed, bro. Check your wallet. Just typed in on the screen. I checked my wallet. Boom. My apes are gone. So I need more money. I gambled it all away by getting scammed. Donald James X, $2 super chat. Thank you, thank you. I got scammed, everyone. Check my hyper patronizers. I should. Right, didn't... Yeah. Send me a message, Abner, on Patreon. So, I got scammed. As we all know, every time you even search cryptocurrency on Google, you get scammed immediately. Because that's how logic works. I've lost all my money. I got scammed. So, what can you do? We all have moments of weakness. Please give me money today. Oh. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the show today. Oh, real quick. Yeah! It's the weekend! Yeah! It's the weekend! I don't know what to tell you. Have a good fucking weekend. What day is it? I think it's Friday. And does that mean vis-a-vis what part of the week it is? Oh. Yeah! Why buy a cup of coffee when I've got a coffee machine in my own damn kitchen? Am I right, people? Yeah!
I went in yesterday and there was a television screen and I said, this is genius. But the real problem is that our leaders are dumb. Dumb. So dumb. The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right?
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low-resolution thinking. It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? Rewarded. Yeah, it's like, oh, Abel's oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? Eh, God? Eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death?
Dub is a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.
I would say, oh, I'm not a beta male. And say, oh, I'm not a beta male. I'm not a beta male. You're a beta male.
Beta. So notice something. I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.